Welcome back to the Teacher's Tech Bar. This is the second video in the Data Wrangling 101 series, and we're going to be talking about how to use the filter feature. In the last video, we cut down the number of variables. We went from 43 down to 3. In this instance, what we want to do is we want to cut down the number of observations. We know that we have data on Tori, Marin, and Fiona, but let's just say, all right, we only want to look at Tori's game statistics for the entire year and summarize her play. So we can strip everything out of there just to ensure that we have data on the rows that include Tori underneath the name variable. So let's call this new data frame. Again, we're going to create a new data frame. So let's give it a name, Tori_df for data frame. And we are going to, again, call the data frame that we want to look at. So let's actually go back and use the original one because I want to use all the data. I don't want to limit myself quite yet. So RGVB_player data. Good. The pipe symbol, which we read as an then. In this case, we want to use the filter function. And we want to filter the name variable. And specifically, we want to say, all right, include only the times where the name variable equals Tori. Couple things to note here. You can use equals. You can use not equals, you can use greater than, less than. However, in this instance, we want to have equals, and you have to do two equal signs, and make sure you spell Tori exactly as it's written down here. Okay, like we said in the last video, you really got to make sure your spelling and capitalization is on point so the computer knows what to select, what to filter out. So I will say, let's say Tori_df, so I'll call that and print it. So we can see now we have a new data frame that has only 20 observations. So Tori played in 20 games, and we're back to having 43 variables. So as you can see, we have the first 10 rows, or actually we have all 20 rows in this instance, and the first few variables, and you can see here this essentially is with 30 more variables. Okay, so now we have a data frame that just includes Tori's statistics. Now, if I wanted to include everyone but Tori, I could put in not equal to, which is an exclamation point. And you can see now that we have 39 observations, so it subtracted out the 20 Tories. And this is actually a bad name now because it's just including Fiona and Marin. All right, but you can say, think about how you would apply that to other data sets. And if we wanted to do something where it wasn't just, say, a category, but we wanted to say how many, start to look at how many games she might have had more than 3 field goals made. All right, not a hugely ambitious goal, but let's see if that changes anything. So I'm going to do FGM is greater than, and what did I say, 3? So let's see if Tori. Actually, this will be all the players. So I'm going to filter it for all the times these girls had more than 3 field goals made. Okay, so this new one, 33 observations. So not every game were there instances of 3 field goals made, but you can see it stripped out some of the observations because underneath this field goal made, it basically canceled out anyone that had a 3 or less. Okay, so this is how you use the filter feature to get a subset of your data by the observations. Check back in on the next video series to see how we continue to wrangle.